Phil Heath at the 2011 Mr. Olympia versus Shawn Rhoden at the 2018 Mr. Olympia. This is one of the videos that I had to delete upon the request of YouTube, although it was uploaded with royalty-free music. Don't ask me about the reason, but that's what happened. Phil Heath at the 2011 Mr. Olympia arguably brought on stage one of his best versions ever. Not the best of all though, as I think that the 2013 Phil Heath is the best Phil we have ever seen. I've made a comparison between 2011, 12 and 13 versions, and I leave an annotation for those who haven't watched it yet. Shawn Rhoden, on the other hand, came with incredibly ripped and conditioned physique to defeat Phil, who was planning to tie the record of Ronnie Coleman and Lee Haney. The reason why Phil lost last year was his bloated stomach. This issue has been questioned and criticized by top bodybuilders such as Arnold among others. So let's see how 2011 Phil would fare against Shawn at his best versions ever. The front double biceps shows that Phil has the better biceps. They are more huge, better ripped and conditioned with the better peak. Phil has always been criticized for not hitting this mandatory pose properly, due to his narrow structure, as he used to struggle to spread out. But the photo here shows that he did not have this problem back then. He looks comfortable and confident hitting this pose. They both hit an impressive V-taper, but Shawn has the smaller waist. They both maintain tight midsection with a small bulge in Shawn's lower abs. They both have phenomenal thighs, which are massive, ripped and conditioned. But overall, I think Phil would win this pose for having the superior arms. The front lat spread shows that Shawn has the wider shoulders, but he does not have the same depth or the same density Phil has overall. Phil is not known for hitting an impressive pose due to his narrow structure. This pose shows the great conditioning they both have with visible striations everywhere. Phil looks more aesthetic due to his bubble-shaped rounded muscles, which give him this cartoonish look. Shawn's lats look a bit wider, but higher. They both maintain a tight midsection with visible small bulge in Shawn's lower abs. Their quads look insane in this pose, as they are nearly flawless and combine size and conditioning with visible striations. I like Phil's pose more, but I don't mind Shawn winning it due to his wider structure. Both hit an impressive side chest, making use of their powerful chest, shoulders and arms. Although tanning is different, the pose still shows their great conditioning. Shawn's lower section is incredible. He simply outclasses Phil in the superior conditioning he had in his thighs and glutes. Notice how deep and ripped these striations are. Although Phil looks impressive with his rounded shape, I don't see him outclassing Shawn with his superior conditioning. The back poses show how dominant Phil is. The back double biceps shows the depth and the density Phil has over Shawn in this pose. Shawn's back has always been considered among his least impressive areas. Phil has the bigger and the better ripped and defined arms and forearms. They both have phenomenal shoulders, with Phil having the better traps. Phil's back is one of the areas which improved with time along with his thighs, unlike his midsection. His lats are denser, deeper, and show more details. Notice how muscular Phil's lower lats in comparison to Shawn's flattened area. Both have conditioned and ripped glutes and hamstrings with visible striations, but Phil would win this pose. The rear lat spread shows that Shawn might be wider, but Phil is denser and packs more muscles in his back area. His massive traps extend from his neck towards his lower back with visible veins. Shawn has impressive upper traps, but nowhere close to those of Phil. Shawn's lack of density shows in this pose, but he makes it up with unmatched conditioning. The side triceps is an easy win for Phil. Shawn's triceps are among the least impressive in his physique. They are flattened and almost disappear in this pose. Phil, on the other hand, is known for having among the best triceps ever. Phil's midsection looks ripped and tighter than Shawn's, with the bulge in his lower abs. The abs and thighs has always been one of Phil's least impressive poses due to the bloated stomach, but not in 2011, because his midsection was ripped and tight. Shawn may have one of the most impressive abs among the Mr. Olympia winners, but we can still see the bulge in his lower abs. His abs are definitely more cut and shredded than those of Phil. But Phil's abs are more aesthetic, and he does not have any bulge in his lower abs. Moreover, Phil's arms are superior with his more conditioned and better separated biceps. They both have incredibly massive conditioned and separated thighs with visible striations in Shawn's quads. Although Phil looks more aesthetic and has the better arms, Shawn's abs are more ripped, cut, and shredded, with nearly flawless thighs. So I think he would win this pose. The most muscular is one of Phil's most powerful poses. He makes use of his massive traps, rounded shoulders, which have been considered among the best in his era, and phenomenal arms. Shawn's shoulders are great too, and he shows that in the side chest and the back double biceps. But look how small his arms and forearms are in comparison with those of Phil. This pose is about the maximum amount of muscularity the contender can show, and Phil, in my opinion, looks more impressive with his rounded shape, massive shoulders, and phenomenal arms. So Phil wins the front double biceps, the back double biceps, the rear lat spread, the side triceps, and the most muscular. While Shawn would win the front lat spread, the side chest, and the abs and thighs. Shawn has a lot of weaknesses in his physique, and I've spoken about that in many videos before. But his conditioning was unmatched, and Phil's midsection was horrible, so he lost. I don't think Phil's midsection will ever look that tight again, but I hope he proves me wrong anyway. I see Shawn winning the title again this year, unless Brandon Curry managed to upset the champ, because I see that he might be the only one capable of defeating Shawn at this time. Let me know what you think about this matchup, and don't forget to subscribe, share, and like. Thanks for watching, and have a nice one.